Yes, everyone, it is that time. It is I, Mark the Movie Man, and it is the 6th can in our 6-pack of Movie Man's fabulous flops. Yes, movies that looked like they had so much potential, and then when they hit the big screen, were a big dud. Well, I got a doozy for you today, folks. It begins with D&D, and yes, it's Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, a movie based off of the role-playing game that was so much controversy back in the 80s. Kind of lost its controversy in the 90s, and pretty soon it was just another one of those role-playing games. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons has such a rich, deep source material that when I heard that they were going to come out with a big screen movie adaptation of it, I had hope. I had hope because I'm like, wow, this is going to be great. We're going to get to see dragons on the big screen, wizard battles. They're going to have some great thief stuff and warrior, you know. It's going to be, it has potential being really cool. And then when I heard Jeremy Irons is in it, who plays like one of the coolest bad guys, in any bad guy role he's in, just because of that voice and that look of his, I'm like, oh cool, they got Jeremy Irons in it, they got Marlon Wayans in there for a little comedy, okay, and then they got Thora Birch even popping in there. I'm like, this has potential. And then I saw the trailer and they showed some of the shots with the great CGI dragons fighting each other and wizards shooting stuff out of a tower, and I'm like, this is awesome. And then I went to the movie and I was like, this is crap. This is you a bull level of crapdom, okay, folks? But he didn't do it. Some guy named Courtney Solomon did it, who directed all of 2 films, and there's a reason why. He needed to stay away from the director's chair, okay? Because this movie was awful. They took a medieval fantasy world that was rich in source material and items and things you could, write about, and they threw it out the window and decided to try to make it a little more modern spin. The dialogue was more modern, the directing, and the way the people talked, everything about this movie was just completely opposite of what Dungeons and Dragons was really all about, okay? Yes, it had dragons in it, but so did D-Wars. Didn't mean that, just by putting dragons in it and slapping Dungeons and Dragons on it, it made it a Dungeons and Dragons movie. The trailer had potential. I go into it and I find out the movie makers just crapped on what could have been a really good film. The script was awful, the dialogue terrible. I mean, not even partially believable that this was the Dungeons and Dragons world. It's like they were trying to grab in the fan base, and when they did, the fan base got in there and went, okay, we're going back to our basements, okay, we can come up with better shit in 15 minutes than you guys did in 2 years with millions of dollars, okay? I say avoid this movie. 0 stubs, nada, zip, zilch, okay? Go read the player's guide, okay? Go build yourself a character. You will have more fun doing that and rolling dice than sitting and watching this 90 minutes of trash. And that'll about do it for us here at the Final Cut. Till next time, keep that ticket stub.